Hey there. You know when you want to talk about the future in English, making plans, predictions, promises? Well, you're in the perfect spot. Today, we're going to master a super powerful tool that makes all of that incredibly simple. It's called the first conditional. So let's just jump right in with a question for you. What will you do if it rains tomorrow? Seriously, think about it for a second. Chances are, whatever you just thought of, you were already using the grammar we're about to break down. See? This isn't some dusty old textbook rule. This is how we talk about real life, every single day. And that right there is the key. The first conditional is your go-to, your absolute best friend for talking about real, likely possibilities in the future. It's all about connecting a possible future event, we call that the condition, to a likely result. You know, if this happens, then that will happen. Super straightforward, right? All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. There's really just one simple but super powerful rule for the first conditional. If you can lock this core formula into your brain, you are going to be well on your way. And here it is, the golden rule. It's basically a two-part recipe. First, you've got the if clause. This part sets up the condition, and here's the trick. You use the present simple tense. Then you've got the result clause. This tells you what's likely to happen. And for this part, you use will plus your verb. So, just burn this into your memory. If present, will verb. That's the heart of it all. Okay, let's see this thing in the wild. If you study hard, boom, there's our condition in the present simple. And what's the likely result? You will pass the exam. That will is our big signpost pointing to the future outcome. Easy peasy. Okay, so you've got the golden rule down. That's level 1. Now let's level up. I mean, the basics are great, but knowing all the cool variations, that's what's going to make your English sound supernatural and, sophisticated. It's time to add some more awesome tools to your grammar toolkit. Look, if is great, we love if, but it's not your only move. You can get way more precise. You could say something like, as soon as I finish, I will call you. Or what about unless? That's just a cool short way of saying if not, like, we'll go to the park unless it rains. And hey, if you need to sound a bit more formal, you can use provided that. Or if you're talking about taking precautions, you can use in case. Using these words, it just makes your English sound so much sharper. Okay, but what happens when we want to go negative? Well, you've got a couple of choices here. You can make the condition negative, like, if you don't eat, you will be hungry. Or you could make the result negative. If it rains, we won't go to the park. See, both are totally correct. They shift the focus a little bit. Now for questions. Pay close attention here because this is a really, really crucial point. The whole question format, flipping the will on the subject, that only happens in the result clause. The if clause, it doesn't change. It stays put in the present simple. So please, whatever you do, never say if it will rain. It's always, always if it rains. All right, here's a neat little trick you can use. Instead of using will to predict something, you can actually give a direct command. That's called an imperative. So for example, you start with the condition, if you see Mark, but instead of a prediction, the result is an instruction. Tell him to call me. It's super useful for giving advice or instructions. Okay, let's talk about something that trips up, well, pretty much everyone at some point. The difference between the first conditional and the zero conditional. They look so similar, but what they mean, totally different. Let's clear this up once and for all. So check this out. The zero conditional is for things that are 100% certain, like scientific facts. If you heat ice, it melts. It always happens, every single time. It's a universal truth. But the first conditional is for a likely thing that could happen in a specific situation. If I leave this ice cream out in the sun, it will melt. You see the difference? One is a general rule, the other is a one-time prediction about a specific situation. All right, that is enough theory for now. You know what they say, the best way to learn is to actually do it. So let's switch things up and put all this new knowledge to the test. I'm going to throw a few challenges at you. You ready for this? Okay, first up, a total classic. How would you fill in the blanks on this one? I'll give you a second to think. Got it? The answer is, if you study hard, you will pass the exam. See? Present simple in the if clause, will in the result clause. You're getting it. Awesome. Let's do another one. Okay, this one's a little trickier. It's got a negative. And hey, look, the if clause is at the end of the sentence this time. But don't let that fool you. The rules are exactly the same. So what do you think? And the answer is, we will be late if the train doesn't arrive soon. Will be for the result and doesn't arrive for our negative condition. Nailed it. Excellent work. All right, ready for a little word puzzle? I want you to take this sentence. If you don't hurry, you will miss the flight. How can you say the exact same thing but using the word unless? Yep, that's it. The new sentence is, unless you hurry, you will miss the flight. See how clean that is? Unless is just such a great shortcut for if not. Okay, last challenge. And this one is based on the single most common mistake I see people make. Look closely at this sentence. If I will go to the store, I will buy some milk. There is one little word in there that breaks our golden rule. Do you see it? You got it. It's that will in the first part. The correct way to say it is, if I go to the store, I will buy some milk. Remember that golden rule. You can never, ever, ever have will in the if clause. That is a non-negotiable rule. Fantastic job working through these. So there you have it. We've covered the main formula, all the cool variations, and the common traps to avoid. You literally have all the tools you need now to go out and use the first conditional with total confidence. So, really, the only question left is, what will you achieve if you practice? Now go on, get out there, and start talking about your future.